Hey guys, Aramus555 here, coming to you with a deck profile today. I just wanted to, before I start the video, I want to ask you guys, comment down below, please. Do you like these kind of deck profiles where I'm like talking to you and showing the cards, or would you prefer that I had a play mat and I'm just laying the cards out? I personally find those kind of exciting because you're always like, you know, the person lays out the cards and you're thinking like, okay, I wonder what's the next thing they're going to show. But I mean, I find that's the same thing here. And I find with the playmat, you don't really have anything to look at. And I mean, you get to look at this. So that was a joke. Anyways, let me know down in the comments below if you guys want me to do it on the playmat. I can start doing that again. I can just use my Vita and upload it that way. It's easier this way because it's still good quality. And it's on my Mac, so it's like super fast to do uploads. Otherwise, I have to like transfer the data over and all that stuff. And it's just a pain in the butt. So I will do it though if you guys do like the playmat thing better. But comment down below. I kind of like it this way because not many other people do it this way. But I am very interested in what you guys think. So anyways, without further ado, I am doing a deck profile today, and that deck is none other than Constellars. This deck is awesome. The reason I've been testing this deck out is I kind of realized like I don't have 101, and I just noticed I've been losing so many games because I don't have 101. There's just like these situations where if I had a 101, I would win the game, which is kind of frustrating because like playing against my friends, like they all have 101 and I don't. So that's kind of annoying. I was just like, what's the next best card to 101? Pleiades. Pleiades does the exact same thing as 101 basically. I don't steal their monster, you know, he's not Big Eye or anything. He's no relinquished, but I mean, just being able to bounce is really powerful. And the fact that you can bounce anything on the field, there's some really cool combos you can do in this deck, and they've been testing really well. Playing this on DN, I know it's not, I usually don't say test on DN is really any evidence of how good a build or a deck is, just for the fact that DN's filled with a lot of scrubs. But I have been testing matches like inside decking and stuff with the deck, and it's really good. I've been 2-0ing quite a few people, and not just bad players, like I've played quite a few good matches as well against good decks, and the deck's just really strong. Like it has a lot of cards that it can main deck that counters the meta. And other than the fact that, you know, Pleiades is really powerful, and Sombre is basically, you know, it is Kirkion, but I find that the Constellar deck has more options than, say, Evil Swarm. You know, Evil Swarm obviously is a great anti-meta deck as well, but the problem I have with Evil Swarm is it basically just spams rank 4s. This has access, you can even run rank 3s in here. This deck has access to rank 3s, 4s, and 5s, which is really, really strong. Obviously, you can also run M7 and Gaia Dragon as well, so it's just really, really great deck. But anyways, guys, I'll get down to the deck profile. So starting things off, we have triple cost. You have to run 3. 3. This is for next format, by the way. 3 Pollux. He's like the best one on the deck other than cost. Like if you basically, a lot of people misplay against this guy too because they forget the ruler and stuff like that. But if you normal summon this guy and they say like Bottomless or Compulse him, you still get your extra normal summon that turn. So you can still like summon a Sombre, use its effect, or you could like summon cost and attack, or summon Sheratan and get a surge, you know, stuff like that. So really, really good card. I am running triple Algiedi. I've seen a lot of people cutting this down to 2. I was going to cut it down to 2 as well, just because the second roto is out now, but I just kind of realized that, like, you still, like, even though the special summon thing is not super great, and 1600 is not huge, you still want to basically consistently open, like, Pleiades and Tenki, you know. It's just a really, really good opening, so I think you do still have to run 3 Algiedi. And I did a lot of research, and I noticed that most of the builds that have topped regionals, won regionals, or topped YCSs. I believe Constellar's topped a YCS once as well, or I mean, sorry, won a YCS. Maybe no, sorry, it won an ARG event. That's what it was. I think that you have to run triple Algiedi. Like I've just noticed all the builds that have been topping, like I said, they run 3. The builds that have run 2 haven't done it as well. So triple Sombre. This guy is amazing, or this girl. This is a girl. I'm assuming it's a girl. It's a fairy. I mean, I guess there's dude fairies. Christy is a dude, but everyone thinks it's a girl. So, anyways, you gotta run 3 of this. It's amazing. Cool thing too is if you have 2, like one of these in the graveyard, one in hand, you can like loop the other one back to your hand. They keep looping. You just keep making rank 5s or 4s. Basically, all you need is just another Constellar in your hand to keep that going, which isn't hard. So yeah, it's super, super awesome. I am running just 1 Sheratan. I've seen a lot of builds running like 2 this guy and then 2 Algiedi. I think that's okay as well. I just find that like this guy is going to search me out Pollux anyways, usually, or cost. depending on what the situation is. But I'd rather just summon this guy to search out Sombre. Like, that's really what he's there for. He's really cool too because, like, obviously you just need the one because you can just, like, loop. You keep bouncing back to your hand and play these normal summoning it if your opponent's not really doing anything or they're in a tight spot. And you can just keep searching out your Sombres and put yourself in a even better position. Just keeps putting on pressure. This deck does have 7 search cards, but I'm still, or 8 if you count Sheratan, but I'm still running Thunder King Rai-Oh just because if you open him and some of the back rows I'm running, you can win games just off this guy alone. He's still really good. I surprisingly in testing haven't been drawing, like opening him a lot, but I guess that's okay. I still think you kind of need to run him. He's just a really good card. There's a lot of searching in this format. He isn't super great against the hands or hat in general. Like this deck has a somewhat difficult hat matchup. But if you play it right, you're usually okay. Like Tiras just wrecks the hat matchup. So, one honest, obviously they're all lights except for bear. You do run 1 bear. I've seen a couple builds run 2. I think that's too much. I've noticed that like in testing, just 1 bear is fine. My build online, I have been running 2 lances. My 2 lancers are in my evils, so I haven't been playing them in here. Basically, in this build, I've just cut the 2 lances for the second Rhoda and Dark Hole, and it's been testing exactly the same. So Lance is really good, but I find Lance is a really bad top deck, like a really top deck like a Rhoda or especially a Dark Hole. Like Dark Hole is just really strong right now. So and 2 Maxi, this card's way too good right now not to run. I was running Veilers in here, but I just noticed like I kept getting these like hands where Veiler would just sit in it and not do anything. I just realized you don't need it, so I ended up cutting the 2 Veilers for 2 dualities, and it's testing better. Triple Tenki, obviously you have to run that, searches out your cost, you can bounce it back with Plagueis and keep searching cost or search a bear or whatever, so it's really good. You can also run Wolf Bark in this deck, though I don't really think I would do it, because if you open Wolf Bark and you don't open like anything, or you don't open Tenki, it's just basically dead, which I don't like. It's really good though, like after you've used your bear, it's died, and you have the other Tenki and you can search out your Wolf Bark. 2 Rhodas, I mean, might seem like a weird ratio because I'm running like 3 Pollux and just 2 Rhodas. I mean, like those are the only, Pollux is the only target for this card, but you want to open up, like, if you open Rhoda Tenki, you're in such a solid spot. And now it's like even more consistent. So that's why I thought of throwing this deck back together, is I wanted to find a deck that could really implement double Rhoda. And I feel like Sam's, unfortunately, aren't strong enough to do anything in the current format, but I feel like Constellars definitely still are. A lot of builds don't run duality, but I do run duality. I find it just adds consistency. You're not always going to be going first turn Plagueis. Sometimes just going to like duality and searching for tank, grabbing that Tenki and summoning it and going bear pop and then sending another Tenki is just really powerful. It just adds consistency, which I feel like the deck does need a little bit more of, even though it's already hyper consistent. Triple MST, I think it's stable. The 1 Book of Moon, one of the best spells in the game. I wish it was up to 2. And Dark Hole, super good, helps blow those fields out. This deck can swarm, but it's better at control, especially early game. Late game, it's a lot better at swarming, but up until that point, I like to have control. And now for traps. I have some really weird text in here. I will explain them. Just 2 Fiendish Chain. You can add this back to your hand, so it's not a big deal. You just need 2. One of my favorite cards in the deck, Double Safe Zone. Jeff Jones was running this in his Constellars, like, I guess that was like over a year ago now when the deck started first getting played during the Dragon format. And it's so good still. Like, basically what happens is your opponent summons like a monster, and it's like bigger than Plagueis, and you can just like, you just activate the Safe Zone on their monster, and then you activate Plagueis to like bounce the Safe Zone back to your hand, it blows their monster up. That's really strong. There's also, there's a lot of targeting in the game right now, but I mean, obviously you can't activate this if they activate, say, D-Prison, so you have to kind of like predict it. There's also a problem that it doesn't let your monster attack directly, but I had one game where like a dude dark holed my bear. I activated the Safe Zone, and he didn't have MST, and the bear just sat there, and like I just switched it to defense, and the bear just sat there for a couple turns and stalled out, and then like when he'd summon a monster or something, I would like, I did a play to stop it and leave the monster in the field. I think it was Fiendish Chain. I like switched the bear attack, and he tried to activate D-Prison. I'm just like, bro, you can't use it. Like Safe Zone stops everything. The card's just super good. I feel like it counteracts the fact that Plagueis loses out to destruction, so it kind of helps that out. And I mean, you can always like once the Plagueis runs out of materials, there's some cool combos you can do. Like what's the one I really like? So say you have Safe Zone set and you have Pollux and Kaus in hand. So you summon Pollux. You extra normal summon Kaus, and you're going to make them both 5, and you overlay for Plagueis. The Safe Zone is then going to activate to destroy itself, and you can actually chain Plagueis to bounce the Safe Zone back to your hand, because it was equipped to the Kaus, or say the Pollux, or whatever. Probably the Kaus. The most bad players are going to hit the Pollux, but good players will know to hit the Kaus. and basically it just, you know, you go plus, like you don't even care. You still got your Pleiades, you got your safe zone for next turn, which you can set and then use offensively or aggressively, and or sorry, defensively, and it's just super strong. And this is actually my favorite card in the deck, and it's been testing so well. Like I can see why the OCG is running like 3 of this in like every single deck, and that is double Vanity's Emptiness. This card's nuts. Like it's super good. I don't know why people aren't playing this more this format. It's just super strong. They activate Soul Charge. You just like flip this up. They don't have MST. It just sits there. And the cool thing too is if you activate this in the chain, they have to chain MST on this. They can't like do the play where you MST and like hit another card and blow this up. Obviously that is a problem. But I find a lot of people are just running like 2 MSTs now in the main deck and stuff. And the game is just so special, summon spammy, that this is just such a powerful card. I think if I put Sams back together again, I would play more copies. I'd play those in my Sams. I'd definitely main deck them. Poops on Mermails too. 1 Compulsory, 1 Bottomless, 1 Torrential Tribute. This doesn't go off that often, but I mean, it's good if you open like this, and you can make Omega, and then you just like set this, and you can always use Omega to protect himself, and then like nuke their board and Warning. So that's the main deck, guys. 40 cards. Oh crap, we're at 11 minutes. I'm just gonna fly through the extra deck here really fast because we're already at 11 minutes here. So the extra deck with 1 Gaia Dragon, just 1 M7. I am running triple Pleiades. I haven't had a game yet where I've actually summoned out the 3rd one. I've summoned 2. But I don't know. I still like 3. I might actually cut the 3rd one out for a Black Ship of Corn, but for right now, I think 3 is fine. Well, basically, the 3rd Pleiades is replacing the fact that I don't have 101. Tiras, awesome card. I am running Adris as well. Super good. It's great against the Dolce matchup, so you can hit their spells, their face-up spells. It also is an out if side decking when your opponent sides Light Imprisoning Mirror to you. You can just like basically make this. Now you might be like, well, how are you going to make that if you know, costs doesn't get his effect or whatever? I mean, you could side in the lances or whatever too, and you could just like, you know, lance cost, use its effect, and then you can do your thing. So, and then I'm running the Volcasaurus. This guy's MPP too. If you like attack, and then they like drop cores, you just like 5/5 overlay, poof, game. It happens a lot actually. Omega, just 1. The 1 Priceep, Sep, I don't know how to say it. I haven't brought him out yet, but he's an out to Leo, so that's good. Diamond Direwolf, 1 Starlight Paladynamo. I am main decking 1 Steel Storm Roach. I think everybody's going to be maining this who plays ranked 4 decks at the YCS that's going on this weekend, probably just for the fact that Lightsworn is very popular right now, and this says no to JD, which is really good. And then I'm running Maestro and Dweller as well. So that's the deck, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Once again, comment down below if you guys want me to do the deck profile the other way. I enjoy it this way because I can just kind of talk to you guys. It's kind of nice, but the deck's super awesome. If you guys are looking for a budget deck and you cannot, I mean, it is pretty budget compared to like under $100. You could build this deck no problem. But basically, if you're looking for something that's cheap and you can't afford, say, 101 or Exotomite, I think this deck is a great option for you, and I think it's still highly competitive as well, especially if you learn how to play it properly. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.